Hey up everybody, you're here with me, Mr. B, and of course...
Me, Lemmy G.
And we're looking at the new Gambit mode as well as some Forsaken drops that I've had through the week. So if you're interested in that and you want to know more, stay tuned and let's roll.
Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Oh honey, though our friendship ceases from now on. Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Oh honey, though our friendship ceases from now on.
Okay, so heading straight into this, trying to keep as much fluff out of this as humanly possible. Last night I spent about 6 hours with Gambit. Now obviously there's going to be people like Messer Sean and all the other super Destiny players that have spent a lot longer with it because they've obviously been able to try it at the Destiny HQ or Bungie HQ. But last night we got a preview of it and there's a couple of things I noticed. The first thing I want to point out, above everything else, what a fantastic mode this is. I enjoyed myself thoroughly, but I had a problem leading into it, and it's the same problem that has plagued Destiny, or Destiny 2, right from the start, and it's the only thing that worries me. But first let's talk about the actual game itself, or the game mode. It's a blast to play. There's something about working together as a team, even if you're with randos like I generally was last night. Working with a team to kill, to get as many motes as possible, to hit that 75 point mark, and then obviously take on the primeval. But then there's also that added thing of trying to get through the portal to the other side to cause as much damage as possible. It makes you think tactically. Do I save my rockets to get through the portal to literally cause as much damage as possible? Do I save my super? Do I go through with my super, my warlock super, and just blast everything? Or do I save it for the primeval, or save it to try and get more motes? There's a lot of tactical decisions to make. Chief amongst which is how many motes you're going to hold on you at any one point. If you bank 5 motes, you send over a small blocker. If you bank 10 motes, you send over a medium blocker. And if you bank 15 motes, you send over a really tough blocker, which will stall the opposition team from being able to bank motes for the longest time possible, unless they all group together on the block and smash it. The problem with that, of course, is if you're holding 15 motes and an invader comes in, they can see you've got 15 motes because there's a number next to your name, and they're going to make a beeline straight for you. So you've got to decide how many motes are you willing to hold at any one time. There was one point last night where I literally sank into my chair and just grabbed my whiskey bottle because I had 15 motes. I was racing back to the bank to try and get them in, and just at that point an invader came through and a rocket came out of nowhere and blew me to smithereens, and I felt like an utter tit.
You didn't just feel like one, you bloody looked like one. I swear I saw a tear.
Oh, very funny. Very funny. Like, yes, go shove it up your arse. So anyway, putting that to one side, the tactics of it's like nothing I've ever played before. I never really got into the Halo side of things. I believe there's a mod in Halo that's very similar. As far as the Destiny play is concerned, I really enjoyed it. But there is a few negatives, and these are the negatives that I found. If you're on a team and you go up against a full clan, it's going to happen. There are games where you're getting pumped. I mean, literally, they are bending you over and refusing to offer lube. In those moments, as Guardians, we have two choices. We have a rage quit, or we just deal with it and get the loot and move on. Majority of players will just deal with it, get the loot and move on. However, there are those salty little crybaby bastards who just leave the match halfway through or one round in. And the way the actual mode is set up is it doesn't replace a player coming in. So if one of your team members leaves, you are then stuck with 3 players against a full clan, or 2 players against a full clan, and there is no way to pull it back. It's ludicrous. Bungie needs desperately to sort out the system, so if somebody rage quits, they either get banned from the mode for 24 hours for a start. Personally, I think the PS4 should blow up in the face, but that's my personal opinion on them. But there should be a system where it brings somebody else in, or at least searches for somebody to come in halfway through or something, because otherwise if somebody leaves, you might as well leave because you don't stand a chance in hell. And the other problem is the problem I alluded to earlier. Now, this is something that has plagued Destiny 2 for the whole way through. There needs to be a reason to do Gambit. Now, it's obviously they're going to have an initial part where everyone goes, yeah, this is brilliant, this is brilliant, this is brilliant. But then the novelty will wear off, just like he did with vanilla Destiny 2. One of my catchphrases at the time when playing Destiny 2 in the beginning was, there is masses of things to do, but no reasons to do them. And I just think, I mean, obviously we'll find out on Tuesday, but I just think that Gambit should either have its own gear set that you grind for, you know, with the random rolls, so you've always got a reason to go in. You know, like they did with Prison of Elders, where they had their own Prison of Elders set. This needs something like that, or at least a reason to keep playing the game, otherwise it will get tiresome quickly. I mean, you look at Escalation Protocol. That is a really good mode. I've never been able to complete it yet. I've got to level 7 a few times, but never got past it. And I've never got any Escalation Protocol loot either, but it's the reason why I keep going back to it in the hope that I do get some loot from. Gambit needs to have that same pull to it, because if it doesn't, the mod will die very, very, very quickly, because there'll be no reason to play for it apart from a pissed up night with your mates occasionally. However, if they do bring in a Gambit set or a reason to play Gambit, maybe a milestone or something for powerful armor, then the mod will be a success, that I guarantee. Okay, so that's my whole impressions about Gambit. So what about the other stuff that I've got nicely prepared for you? This week, and it's been well documented, that Destiny players have been dropping Forsaken loot, and I've been no different. And I just think if I show you the loot that I got, then you can put it together with what everybody else has got, and you get an idea of what's sort of coming. The first thing I got was a scout rifle called the Wrong Side of Right. Now, full disclosure here, I love my scout rifles. Jade Rabbit being one of my favourite. I detest anyone who uses Mida. I think that's because of what happened earlier on in Destiny 2, but I personally believe that anyone that uses Mida should literally walk around with a sticker on their helmet saying, I am a Destiny bitch. But that's the Mida. The Jade Rabbit and things like that, I do enjoy using them. The Wrong Side of Right, however, my god. Oh, it's bad. I'm hoping it's going to be one of those guns, you know, like, what do you call it? Does not compute and things like that, that you get and you just dismantle instantly, because it is awful. Oh, the only thing going for it at the sights look amazing, and they have a really good enemy threat detector as well, because it almost makes them look like they're glowing with radiation when it moves over them. The two biggest problems with it, firstly, is the sound. It sounds like a wet fart when you shoot it. It's like, honestly, whoever thought of this sound was having a laugh. They literally just farted into a microphone and went, there you go, that's the sound for it. It is terrible. Listen to this.
Look at those caches. They never learn.
Then teach them a new lesson.
The only thing's actually going for it is the sight and its recoil pattern. It's in the 150 rounds per minute. So, is that rounds per minute? Oh, whichever. It's in the 150 bracket. It's got a really good recoil pattern. It's quite stable. You can literally spam the trigger and the bullets will pretty much stay on target. Mine came with a hip fire, which is a useless roll for a scout rifle, and Zen Moment, which was causing increased stability. So whether you get those with that gun on your random roll, I don't know. Maybe with other rolls it might be better, but not for me, I don't think. I think the sound kills it for me, pretty much like it did with the Mida, to be fair. But it, like I said before, it just sounds like a wet fart. But that is that gun. Now that leads me on to the next piece of Forsaken gear that I got, which was a hunter mask by the name of the Scatterhorn mask. Now this is an interesting one because it leads me on to the perk side of things. At first, I thought I was jumping for joy because I'm a shotgun bitch. I know this, and this mask came with pump action, which is gain bonus energy on super kills. Put my teeth back in.
You need elocution lessons or something. You never get your words in properly.
Lenny, if you carry on like that, I'm going to sack you. Shut up.
You're being very aggressive today.
Shut up. So, anyway, gain super energy on shotgun kills, and then extra heavy ammo drops. So, and I wanted to test this out, so I went into the field, and at first, I thought all my Christmases came at once, because the time how long it took me, my hunter to get the super without using a shotgun, and the first figure I got was 3 minutes and 12 seconds. I then put my shotgun on, and it took me 1 minute and 15 seconds, and I was like, Jesus Christ, what a difference that is. But then I realised that the test that I did was slightly skewed because I used two different scenarios. One was a public event, and one was just pissing around in the EDZ. So I thought, right, I'll scrap that one and try again. And then over the course of the next half an hour or so, on both occasions, without using a shotgun, my super came within an average of 2.5 minutes. The best score I got was 1 minute 12, and the worst score I got was 3 minutes 30. So we'll roughly put it in the middle somewhere. With the shotgun, it was exactly the same. No difference whatsoever. So that leads me to one of two things. Now, I first thought that maybe it's because the random rolls or the perks haven't activated yet. Maybe you got to wait till Tuesday for them to activate. But I saw a problem with that, and that's because of the heavy ammo perk. Heavy ammo was literally dropping like snow, literally everywhere. Everywhere I looked, there was heavy ammo all over the floor, to the point where I could literally just use my rocket launcher over and over and over again for a good 15-20 rounds. So every time I fired one, there was more on the floor. I was picking it up and jobs are good. So that perk was obviously working, which leads me to believe, through logic, that the pump action perk, useless. I think there's a bit more tweaking to be done. I have every confidence Bungie will tweak it. Every confidence Bungie will tweak it. Have you dropped anything from Forsaken yet? I mean, I'd love to see what you've dropped. If you put it in the comments below, have you tried Gambit? What have you dropped from Forsaken? Let me know. Let's get into a discussion about it. Are you looking forward to Forsaken at all? I mean, I am super pumped for it. I'm going to be streaming the shit out of Forsaken. I'm hoping for a midnight launch. If it's a midnight launch, I'll literally be streaming from midnight. In fact, I'm going to be streaming 2 games on the 4th. You've got Forsaken on Destiny 2 and BF5 Early Access Beta, which I have got because I am a pre-order bitch. It is what it is. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to Tuesday. I'm getting hyped now. I'm getting excited. Me butterflies, well, more like dragonflies, to be honest, with the size of my belly. But I'm getting butterflies. I'm getting excited. So if you're excited and you want to see more content from me, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you're going to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well. Thank you very much. As always, thank you for being here. If you've enjoyed this content, leave hashtag Tatar for now in the comments below. That's all from me, Mr. B, and of course, this little man.
Nothing little about me, Lenny G, ladies. Ta-ta for now.
Ta-ta for now, everyone.